Hello viewers, today I am going to tell you about Ustad Ali Bux and Fateh Ali, the doyens of Patiala Gharana of classical vocal. When we talk of the tradition of Hindustani classical music, the name of Patiala Gharana of Punjab predominates. The founders of Patiala Gharana, Ustad Ali Bux and Ustad Fateh Ali, were not only the prestigious name in Patiala or Punjab, but they were highly esteemed in the whole country. It is said in those days, nobody dared to sing in the music concerts after the performance of these singing doyens of Patiala Gharana. They always performed together. Hence, they were affectionately known as Aliya Fattu among the musicians. Background and training in music. Ali Bux was son of Mia Kalu, who was basically a sarangi player and was appointed in the royal court of Maharaja Narendra Singh of Patiala to accompany the famous songstress Gokhebai of Punjab. But he always desired to be a vocalist, because in those days vocalists were considered superior to the accompanists. Once Mia Kalu got an opportunity to accompany the eminent vocalist Mia Tanras Khan of Delhi, who had come to Patiala to perform in the royal court of Maharaja Narendra Singh and stayed in Patiala for some time. Mia Kalu was so much impressed from the singing of Ustad Tanras Khan that he became his disciple and started learning vocal. Thus, he got the opportunity to fulfill his long cherished desire. Later, Mia Kalu gave up sarangi accompanying and learnt vocal from many ustads of various gharanas. He got the special training in Dhrupad and Dhamar from Ustad Behram Khan of Jaipur and in Khayal from another eminent musician of Jaipur, Ustad Mubarak Ali Khan, son of Bade Muhammad Khan. He also learnt from Haddu Khan of Gwalior Gharana. It is said, having imbibed all the musical wealth of different gharanas, he created his own unique style with the blend of all these styles, which was later known as Patiala Gayaki. He taught his own style to his sons Ali Bux, Nabi Bux and disciple Fateh Ali, who was close friend of his son Ali Bux. Thus, Mia Kalu was the founder of Patiala Gharana of classical vocal. Professor B.R. Devdhar has mentioned in his article published in Sangeet Kala Vihar, a music journal, that Mia Kalu produced this colorful style by incorporating gharanas of Delhi, Gwalior, Lucknow and Jaipur and embellishing it with typical Punjabi touches, and taught his son Ali Bux and his close friend Fateh Ali. Later, both of them represented this Gayaki and took it to the peaks of its popularity through the magical touches of their style. Hence, they are taken as the founder of Patiala Gharana. The names of Ali Bux and Fateh Ali are always taken together. In fact, their names are never separated from one another because they formed an inseparable duo, and their jugalbandis won country-wide fame and popularity. Sushila Mishra writes in her book entitled Some Immortals of Hindustani Music. This young singing duo of Patiala Gharana, Ali Bux and Fateh Ali, came to be known as Aliya Fattu and were famed with the same name among the musicians. The exact date of birth of both Ali Bux and Fateh Ali is unknown, but most of the music scholars believe that they were age mates and their birth was in 1850. Often they are mistaken as twins or brothers. Actually, they were close friends who always remained inseparable through their singing. As stated earlier, Ali Bux was the son of Mia Kalu of Patiala. After imbibing the singing style of many gharanas, himself Mia Kalu, when began the talim of his son Ali Bux and Nabi Bux, Ali Bux insisted to give training to his friend Fateh Ali too. Both of them got together the systematic training from Mia Kalu. Because Mia Kalu was initially a sarangi accompanist with the famous Gokhi Bai in the royal court of Patiala. So everybody assumed Ali Bux and Fateh Ali to be the disciples of Gokhi Bai. Soon, Mia Kalu realized the fact that it was not possible for them to sing in the musicians' mahfil unless they undergo the proper training from any renowned ustad. With this realization, Mia Kalu got both of them trained from Ustad Tanras Khan of Delhi. They got the Khyal training from famous Ustad Mubarak Ali, the highly esteemed musician of Jaipur Gharana. They underwent the training of several Ustads like Behram Khan of Jaipur, Bade Muhammad Khan and Tanras Khan. After the few years of training from Tanras Khan, with his consent, they became the disciple of famous Haddu Khan of Gwalior Gharana and got the training from him for almost 4 years. After the training from many renowned ustads of various gharanas and the rigorous practice of many years, they came up with a blend of all these combined with their own Punjabi ang. Thus, they developed their own style, which was later recognized as Patiala Gharana. Both of them emerged as the outstanding artists of their own Gharana and always performed together. This duo, known as Alia Fattu, retained the popularity of their Gharana for 2-3 decades. Now, career of Ali Bux and Fateh Ali. Ali Bux was appointed as the court musician by the ruler of Tonk, Nawab Ibrahim Ali Khan, whereas Fateh Ali was appointed in Jammu Darbar. Though they were separated, but even then they continued to perform duets wherever they were invited. It is said no one in the Mehfil dared to perform after the singing of this young duo. The ruler of Tonk, Nawab Ibrahim Khan, who was the true evaluator of art, bestowed the titles of general and colonel on them. That is why in Punjab, affectionately, they were known as Jarnail Ali Bux and Colonel Fateh Ali, and are still remembered as Jarnail and Colonel of Patiala Gharana. The patrons of both of them were so impressed and proud of them that they always allowed them to perform together wherever they went to. Both Ali Bux and Fateh Ali were in great demand. Their popularity reached such a peak that in many other gharanas, even Khyal bandishes were scripted mentioning their names. One of such example is in Khyal Rag Adana, which is sung by Malikai Mosiki Roshanara Begum of Kirana Gharana. It goes like this: तान कप्तान जग में कहा गए फतेह अली खान, मेहरबान सुल्तान सुरन के। In another khyal, which is in Rag Hamir and is set in Jhaptal by the famous Pandit Krishna Bua Vaze of Gwalior Gharana, in which he applauded them like this: नजर नहीं आवे तान की सफ़र को जो लेवे लेवे, गुनियन में जब गावे अलिया, कौन गुनी ऐसे गुण कहाँ पावे। These are few examples which are witness of the height of their singing popularity. Many years later, Ali Bux was invited by the ruler of Patiala to perform in a grand wedding celebration. Ali Bux gave such a memorable performance that he was showered with wealthy gifts and such a huge amount of money, which are said to have been amounted up to 6 or 7 lakhs that time. After that, Ali Bux was persuaded by the Maharaja of Patiala to settle down in his native place Patiala as the court musician. So in the later years of his life, Ali Bux had settled in Patiala. Ali Bux was invited in the prestigious Sangeet Parishad, a conference in Nepal in 1901, where he was highly appreciated by the then ruler and was bestowed with 22,000 rupees. On the insistence of Maharaja of Nepal, Ali Bux remained in Nepal for a couple of years, during which many honors and gifts were showered on him. Finally, he returned to his native place Patiala, where he lived till the end of his life and expired in 1928, whereas Fateh Ali Khan is said to have been expired in 1918. Now, singing style of Ali Bux and Fateh Ali. As stated earlier, that Ali Bux and Fateh Ali arose from the blend of the singing styles of several gharanas, but with their own Punjabi touches, they created and flourished their own style. They had a rich collection of bandishes. The main features of their singing style was complicated swar combinations, and tayari, that is the speed of their tans. Fast circums and tan patterns were their speciality. That is why they were known as Tan Kaptan. Tan Kaptan Jag Mein Kaha Gaye Fateh Ali Khan is a khayal bandish in Rag Adana in praise of them. The embellishments such as Behlawa and Murki were employed in their singing. Their favorite rags were Darbari, Hindol, Deshkar, Adana, Hamir and Bhairavi, etc. Ek tal and teen tal were the most common tals to be chosen by them. Disciples. Ustad Ali Bakhsh's only son, Akhtar Hussain Khan, was his Gandaband Shagird, that is formal disciple. He received the systematic training from his father. He learned hundreds of composition. He was an excellent musician with very appealing style, embellished with complicated swar combinations and tans. He had fantastic memory and could render innumerable compositions. Ali Bakhsh's son Akhtar Hussain Khan was in Patiala Darbar till the partition of India. When he left for Pakistan during the riots, he was safely escorted to Pakistan's borders. Thus, Akhtar Hussain Khan migrated to Lahore. Akhtar Hussain Khan groomed his sons Amanat Ali, Fateh Ali and Hamid Ali Khan right from the childhood. The young duo of Amanat Ali and Fateh Ali achieved countrywide popularity and performed in prestigious music conferences. Sushila Mishra, the prolific writer, has mentioned about the long playing disc Khayal Se Ghazal Tak in her book, which contains the rag Malkons, Yaman, Thumris and Ghazal. She writes, their style, imbibed from their father, is very colorful because it is a blend of features from Punjabi Tappa, Sikh Shabads, Sufi Vanis and cascading Qawwali tans. Their tayari and control over Ati Drut, that is super fast tans, impressed listeners wherever they sang. Amanat Ali and Fateh Ali popularized the special style of Aliya Fattu in Khayal as well as Thumri. Ali Bux's nephew Mia Jan had received rigorous training from his grandfather Mia Kalu, Ali Bux's father, and later became the court musician in Indore. Fateh Ali's only son Ashiq Ali became the excellent musician. He enriched the Patiala Gaiki with his new addition of Punjabi angs Thumre. Among the disciples of Ashiq Ali, Bade Ghulam Ali Khan blended the best of classical music and created his unique style of his own. His special contribution is that he added a touch of Punjabi to Thumre, and till today it is known as Thumri of Punjabi Ang. He recorded numerous khyals and thumres such as Yaad Piya Ki Aaye, Kaate Na Birha Ki Raat, Tirche Nazariya Ke Baan, and Kya Karo Sajani Aaye Na Balam, which are till date highly popular among the music lovers. Now you listen some of the prominent recordings of Ustad Bade Ghulam Ali Khan. While concluding, we can say Ustad Ali Bux and Fateh Ali, the duo known as Aliya Fattu, founded the Patiala Gharana of Hindustani classical vocal. They took the gaiki of this Gharana to such a peak that it was recognized countrywide and everybody applauded their style. Not only this, it is said that nobody dared to sing in the music concerts after the performance of Ali Bux and Fateh Ali. Such was the impact of their singing. As long as the name of Patiala Gharana will remain, the names of Ali Bux and Fateh Ali will always be taken with such a reverence. Thank you.